What moms really want this year, so finding that perfect gift may be easier than you think. Here's a hint. It's not flowers or a nice meal this year at a fancy restaurant. 27% of mothers would be perfectly content and happy with a gift card. They're easy and even easier for someone to use.
Yeah, 13% of moms surveyed say they would love to relax in a spa on Mother's Day. And for nearly 3 in 10 moms, it's not about the gifts. They just want to be pampered in addition to a gift.
Every day, not just Mother's Day.
Every day should be Mother's Day, right? Yeah. You can offer to help mom out on Mother's Day, too. 53% of them say they want a hand with housework, like cooking or cleaning.
So if you're still having trouble, go with sentiment. 58% of other moms, they would rather have something sweet and personal rather than something expensive. And we have a treat. Rachel Plath's mother is joining us in the studio.
I mean, we can get it right from her, right?
She wants to know right now,
Meet
Rachel,
Mama
what she wants.
Plath, everyone.
Yeah,
she's in the studio
Mama
watching
Plath.
today. So, I mean, I think my mom told me that all she wanted for Mother's Day was just to watch a show, right, Mom?
That was it.
Well, she definitely didn't expect to be driving through all of the hail we have out there this afternoon. I'll tell you where the storms are the strongest now, where they're headed next, coming up right after the break.
We're in break. Of course, you're probably listening, aren't you? Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Checking 1, 2, 3, 4. Bumper to bumper traffic on Academy and.
It was bad. We couldn't see. I had to pull into a ditch and I had to hang my head out the window and try and drive in.
Pine Sol. You should go rub on that tree, CJ, and just drive. Hello, sir. 90 out.
From Southern Colorado's high-definition news leader, this is News Channel 13, where the news comes first.
Welcome back to KRDO News Channel 13 at 4:30. I'm Rob Namnu.
And I'm Rana Novi, and we want to get you outside on this crazy day of weather here in southern Colorado.
It is cray-cray. Here's a live look at I-25 in Interquest. You can see the southbound lane not moving at all, barely moving, but the northbound lane pretty smooth. We did have reports that I-25 between Interquest and Woodman southbound were closed. We'll continue to track this situation for you. Rachel, we're expecting even more rain over the next couple of days, including, unfortunately, on Mother's Day. But first, we're going to take a look at the chaos from today.
Yeah, this is a little bit earlier this afternoon. Cars were taking shelter under an overpass. This is near I-25 and Rock Rim, and the hail really covering the grounds, making it a tough drive in some parts of northern El Paso County. Storm Tracker 13's Jason Laird is tracking the storm. He joins us live now at Academy and Briargate. Jason, we saw the sun was coming out a little bit earlier. How does it look like now?
Well, there's still a little bit of sun over this particular point, but as I look off to my west, there's already dark clouds forming. So like Rachel was saying, there's probably a little bit more in store. But kind of to break down what we've been seeing out here, I was clear up on Powers and made it down here to Academy, and it's stop and go all across town. There's literally in places about a foot of hail up on Powers. Here behind me on Academy right now, you notice that cars are stop and go. That northbound lane is completely stopped right now, and I can tell you it is backed up well past Woodman. Again, we're at Academy and Briargate, and the traffic is stopped well past Woodman. As for the southbound lane, it's moving a little bit better, but I mean, we had some just wicked thick hail move through here. I suppose if you have time to get outside and make a snowman out of hail, you could do that, but there's some frustrated motorists out there. Here's what one of them had to say.
It was bad. We couldn't see. I had to pull into a ditch, and I had to hang my head out the window and try and drive in.
Yeah, like I said, motorists all across the city right now having to pull over. I saw tons of cars with broken windshield wipers because the hail was just so heavy. We're going to continue to stay out in the field and track these systems as they move through. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, Jason Laird, reporting for us. Good to have a meteorologist out there and, detail all the information that's going on in southern Colorado and obviously the northern part of El Paso County getting pounded this afternoon. Between 2:30 and 3 o'clock was when the heaviest of hail came right out of the sky.
I like your sound effect there. Meteorologist Rachel Plath is tracking where their storms are now. How's it looking, Rachel?
I mean, that is kind of what it sounded like, Rob. It was.
Should I do it again?
Yeah, over and over and over and over.
Every 10
as that
seconds.
hail continued to hit, whether it was your roof, the windshield of your car, or even just yourself if you were caught outside without an umbrella. Not a good situation to be into. Take a look at this. Sally Anderson sent us this picture from I-25, and you can see how slow the roads were as that hail just covered the streets. Accidents popping up left and right because, I mean, you had to tap into your winter driving skills this afternoon as it was slippery out there as this hail kind of acted like snow and ice out there, literally what it is. Dark clouds continued to stream into the state and hail just kept on falling. As far as the storm that produced all of that hail across northern El Paso County, it has weakened significantly. It's pushing off toward the east, and as it does so, losing a bit of its steam. You can see it's lost a lot of its organization, so the National Weather Service has allowed the severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for this storm to expire. We're still tracking a flash flood warning, though, until 5:30. This does include Falcon as well as central parts of Colorado Springs up into the northeastern part of the city. Taking a look a bit off toward the west, though, Jason was mentioning some dark clouds heading in. This is what you're looking at. Thankfully, nothing as intense as the storms that moved through earlier this afternoon, but nevertheless, a line of storms that we are going to have to continue to track. If you are in Monument, that rain is going to pick up over the next 30 minutes or so. Thankfully, the heaviest rain skipping right over the Waldo Canyon burn scar. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about for Lincoln County. That will continue until 4:45. We also have another severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about for the southeastern corner of Baca County. That will continue until 4:30. Also, main threats with these storms will again be gusty winds as well as large hail. With the heavy rain that's falling too, we'll likely see some areas of localized flooding. We'll keep severe thunderstorm watches in effect through 7 o'clock because we are not done with those storms just yet. We are going to keep rain in the forecast not only through the evening, but through tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning looking to be a soggy start to the day. I'll be using Skycast to show you how that rain will impact your morning drive coming up in just a little bit. Robin Randa, back to you.
All right, thank you, Rachel. And we're not the only ones seeing severe weather in Oklahoma. Thousands of people are without power. One person is dead after dozens of tornadoes swept across the Great Plains. And more storms are expected there this week. The Sooner State took the brunt of the severe weather. A father in Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, took refuge from a tornado in a built-in shelter in a garage. The tornado hit and the shelter door was covered with debris.
We couldn't get out and there was a winch, but it wasn't busting this off, and the guy next door came by with a bar and he just broke it right off and put us out. We were pretty happy at that point.
A deluge accompanied the tornadoes, flooding wide areas. Oklahoma City issued its first flash flood emergency ever. They saw a new daily rainfall record of just over 7 inches.
A southern Colorado man convicted of killing his mother and released from prison is back in court on new charges. Police say 41-year-old Charles Chuck Limbrick of Colorado Springs sideswiped a car and tried to drive away, seriously injuring another driver. Even though he could return to prison, KRDO News Channel 13's Zach Pagano tells us he still has support in the community.
I don't think you have an answer for a lot of the choices and decisions that you make. Situations happen in different people's life and people handle things differently.
This is Charles Limbrick during an interview with KRDO in 2012. At the time, he was recently released from prison after serving 23 years for killing his mother.
It was a very immediate connection where we recognized that his heart was in the right place.
Dan Robinson was hosting a prison ministry seminar when he met Limbrick 13 years ago.
It's this grace that makes it all possible, and I believe that Chuck is a new man. He's not the same one who was incarcerated all those years ago for a crime that he committed.
But less than 5 years after his release, Limbrick faces new charges. Police say he hit 2 cars on Circle Drive in Constitution and tried to drive away. He faces vehicular assault and DUI charges. Still, his friends are showing their support, saying he's come a long way since his first run-in with the law.
We're members of one another, and that means we're there no matter what.
And they will stand by their friend through his latest struggle.
I guess the proper thing to say.
In Colorado Springs, Zach Pagano, KRDO News Channel 13.
Limbrick was on parole when he was arrested on March 4th. A parole violation could result in the reinstatement of his life sentence. Limbrick is back on court on August 6th.
They're possibly the most talked about obstacle on southern Colorado roads. We're talking about those potholes. Drivers everywhere say they regularly have to weave and swerve to get around them. Now we're hearing from another group of people on the roads, bikers.
You have to drive really defensively, looking for all obstacles, along with debris or anything else. Now there's a lot of potholes out.
And remember, you can report potholes on our website, krdo.com. Just click on the Pothole Patrol section in our top news section. A lot of those potholes filled with water there today.
Yeah, water and hail. And obviously, if you were out this afternoon, you probably weren't in front of your televisions. Well, if you got caught in the hail, there was an easy way to avoid that. You can get Weather Call on your phone. All you have to do is head over to krdo.com, click on the Weather tab at the top of the page, and then click on Weather Call. It's a service where we will actually call you if there is a severe storm, flash flooding, or even a tornado that will impact your specific address. So head over to krdo.com, equip yourself with the ultimate storm tracking tool. Coming up after the break, I'll let you know where the storms are now, where they're headed next, and how they'll impact your Mother's Day plans.
This retention pond near Garden of the Gods traps sediment from Waldo Canyon that helps lessen the flood risk. But because this spring has been so wet, the pond has filled up twice in the last month. Tonight we'll show you how workers clean it out.
Do we have any cool traffic cameras? Ooh.
Fancy.
Yeah, let's do that one before me.
Hey, Scott. You're talking about the next block, yeah? The G? Not the next, what? The next. Mm-hmm. Oh.
So, are we starting with this, or is Rachel?
Is Rachel doing this, Scotty?
Just coming out.
It's going straight to her.
Yep.
That's why I was confused.
You tried to skip me.
So you want us to talk about this and go to Rachel? Okay. To get you another look outside, traffic is kind of a nightmare in parts of southern Colorado this afternoon. Here's Academy and Woodman. You can see those red lights there. That means traffic is very backed up. Hail on the sides of the roads and ponding in some areas as well.
Yeah, people trying to maneuver their way through the northern portion of Colorado Springs. This picture, people heading west on Woodman and heading east on Woodman. Oh, as Rachel can tell us, Peyton and Falcon, for those folks who are heading that way from Colorado Springs, you're going to have you're going to have some challenges getting home.
Pack your patience.
Yeah, definitely pack your patience, or just avoid travel in that area altogether. If you can just do that errand later, probably your best bet, because we are still tracking a lot of ponding on the roads, areas where there have been some accumulations of hail. With that sun coming out, temperatures warming back up, that hail is going to melt, and we will of course see some more standing water. Take a look outside right now. The storm system that produced all of that hail is continuing to slide off toward the east, locating itself right in between Ellicott, Rush, and Truckton, still producing the potential for small hail, but not quite as intense as it was earlier today. Taking a look off toward the west, though, you'll notice another line of showers starting to push just off toward the I-25 corridor in northern Colorado Springs Monument. Expect the rain to pick up, but again, it won't be quite as intense as the storms that moved through earlier this afternoon. However, with the potential for standing water on the roads, a flash flood warning still in effect until 5:30 for El Paso County. I want to take you a bit farther toward the east. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4:45 for this cell right here. It's just off toward the north and east of Carville, that area of pink, the core of this storm, where we are likely seeing some pretty large hail. And you can see that curlicue kind of showing up on the radar. That's indicating that there is some rotation with this storm. So as these cells push off toward the east, we'll be tracking the potential for tornadoes as well this afternoon and evening. Another severe thunderstorm warning until 5 o'clock just toward the east of Campo for southeastern Baca County. We'll keep an eye on that. This huge area of yellow shows that we're not done with these storms just yet. A severe thunderstorm watch stays in effect until 7 o'clock this evening, with the main threats this evening being flooding beneath some of those stronger cells, as well as wind and hail. A minor tornado threat lingers throughout the rest of the afternoon and into early this evening, too. Skycast shows that we are going to keep these storms around for the next couple of hours. By 10 o'clock, the bulk of the storms really going to focus their attention across the eastern plains, but watch what happens early tomorrow morning. By 3 a.m., if you are sleeping with the windows open, you are going to hear that rain picking up once again. The rain is going to develop around 3 o'clock, sticking around through 7 a.m. Plan on it now. Set your alarm clocks early. You are going to leave with plenty of time tomorrow to get to work, because we are going to see those showers, and they could be moderate to heavy at times. We'll have to monitor the Waldo Canyon Black Forest burn scars very closely early tomorrow morning. If we get heavy rain in those spots, flash flooding will again be a concern to start you off on your Friday morning. We'll keep the storms around through lunchtime. As we get some daytime heating, we'll get those storms to ramp up a bit in intensity, which means tomorrow afternoon we're likely going to have a few more strong to severe storms to track, especially out across the plains, where by 5 o'clock you'll see that line developing, pushes across the plains off toward the Colorado-Kansas border. This line is going to bring the best potential for an isolated tornado or two, so we'll have to track that. By 10 o'clock, most everything comes to an end. We'll keep the clouds around through tomorrow night, and things are going to get a bit on the chilly side. Temperatures tonight dropping into the 40s across southern Colorado. Tomorrow afternoon, we're only getting into the 50s and 60s. And if you think that sounds chilly, take a look at how cold it gets by Mother's Day. We are dropping high temperatures into the mid-40s for Colorado Springs. So if you have outdoor plans for Mom, pick a plan B, because outdoors is not someplace that Mom's going to want to be on Sunday. 45 degrees with a 30% chance for storms. We'll keep it at 10% on Monday. We'll dry things out Tuesday, bring the storm chances back into the forecast Wednesday. But next week looking to be quite a bit quieter than it was out there this week. Pueblo 65 degrees tomorrow, 64 on Saturday with 50s expected Sunday. 50s stick around Monday before 60s turn into 70s Tuesday into Wednesday. Wednesday bringing the next chance for storms next week. In Canyon City, 63 degrees tomorrow, low 60s on Saturday with 50s. Sunday into Monday, it is going to stay very active. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, storms for the lower elevations, but up in the mountains and even along the Palmer Divide, it is going to get cold enough this weekend where we're likely going to see not hail covering the roads, but some snow, especially up around Teller County. Some of the higher peaks could get some accumulating snow Saturday into Sunday morning. So if you are taking Mom out to maybe your Sunday brunch, you may have some slushy roads to contend with. So definitely stick with us here over the next couple of days. We are working very hard to track this storm, keep you ahead of it, and of course we'll be working on those snow totals as the time approaches.
And we know you'll keep track of all those watches and warnings.
Yeah, and some good news, I-25 is now open in both directions between Woodman and Interquest, so some help with the evening commute, though I suspect traffic will still be slow moving today.
Yeah, give yourself some time.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We want to give you a look outside right now. Our Dr. John was supposed to be in here today to talk with us, but as you can see, traffic is just a nightmare out there. So unfortunately, Dr. John could not make it, but we will catch up with him on Monday. Well, it's a proud day here at KRDO as we've extended our partnership with the Colorado College Hockey Program.
With Tiger head coach Mike Haviland present, CC Athletic Director Ken Ralph, he's on the left side of your screen there, and our boss, our big boss, Tim Larson, proudly wearing his Tiger sweater, signed a new 5-year contract extension today. It means we'll have Tiger hockey on KRDO News Radio 105.5 FM and 1240 AM through the 2019-2020 season, as we'll continue to air CC hockey games exclusively on KRDO News Radio.
Well, if you're looking to brave the weather outside this Mother's Day, you can finally head down to the Royal Gorge. The Bridge and Park is opening for its first full season on Friday. The fire in 2013 destroyed 90% of its structures.
The park will have new rides and new attractions, including a 2,400-foot zip line that travels across the gorge and a roller coaster. We'll be right back.